Okay, so most everyone who uses the GoPro video cam, whatever the model, you've probably noticed that once you've installed it in the waterproof case, well, you can kind of kiss decent sound goodbye. And that's not surprising because sound travels through the air, and in a watertight, airtight case, that's a barrier, and it does tend to trash your sound. Now there's other optional cases that you can use with the GoPro, but they all have open parts. The skeleton case comes to mind. And it's still, in rain or splashing water, it still exposes your camera to the elements. Now I'm aiming this more or less at people who are doing outdoor things, skiing or snowboarding or ATVing. So you want to keep that camera protected from the moisture, but how to do that when the camera's in the case is the problem. So the standard GoPro case in stores is around $50. So you're a little bit reluctant to poke a hole in that. So fortunately, good old eBay, I found this case online for $18 delivered to the door. And my idea was to drill a hole at the mic input so I can plug in the auxiliary mic and somehow seal it so it's watertight. So once you have your microphone input here and you place it in the case, I've already drilled a hole using a Dremel. Now, as you can see, this allows me to plug in an auxiliary microphone. This is a lavalier style mic. Just clips on. You can clip it onto your helmet, you can clip it onto your jacket. It picks up really well. The sound is very good off it. And this will allow you to get some decent sound on your recordings. Now, as you can see, that's still not watertight. So what I've done is I made a quick trip down to one of my all-time favorite stores, the dollar store, and I found this stuff. This is kind of a tacky, almost a plasticine like stuff, but it's very pliable and it's very sticky. So what I've decided to do is use this to seal around the connection, making it perfectly watertight. And it's also easy to put on, and it's also easy to take off. So if I want to pull the mic out, remove the camera, no problem. It's very easy to do. And of course, total investment, $1. So I've got really $19 tied up in this whole thing, and hopefully I've got a very watertight case. Now, of course, this isn't watertight like the 120 feet that they talk about. But if you're on your ATV and you're in 120 feet of water, yeah, water in your GoPro camera is probably the least of your worries. So anyway, let's give this a shot and we'll see what happens. Okay, now I've got a little strip of this, and we'll just see how this works out. I think it should work fine because it does a fine job hanging pictures. So we'll just run this around the outside of the hole, and we'll just press it in firmly, and that makes what I would say, unless you're diving with this, which you probably won't be, I know I certainly won't be, that makes this seal watertight. Water is not going to get in here. Plus the fact that you can just pop that out. There's really nothing holding it but the sealant, and it's easily removable, like I said. So anyway, if this works for you, then great. It also opens up a couple of doors for some other things if you want to use it. As I said, this microphone setup is off my wireless, it's an Asden WMS Pro, which if I chose to mount the camera, say on the front of my quad and have the microphone on my helmet but still be able to get off, walk around and get sound wherever I was, I can use this and just plug this receiver into the into the microphone input and use this microphone with the wireless transmitter, and I've got about a 300-foot range, so that gives you lots of room to move around. Anyhow, I hope this will inspire somebody else maybe to take a crack at their own idea for it. This one works for me, and hopefully if you haven't got anything better, it'll work for you. Okay, well, thanks very much for watching. I hope this was helpful.